Good morning, everyone. It is time for First Alert Weather Extra. Hope you're having a great start to your day. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Jill Gilardi here, and yeah, it's all about the heat to start the week, but eventually things will get better for us. So dangerous heat through Wednesday, if I can read. All First Alert weather days could be a high chance of it being our third heat wave of the year. And then we'll have to wait until Friday and certainly the weekend for the heat and humidity to back off. So heat risks today, as you can see, moderate to some spots major. And then tomorrow, whoo, it's major across our state. And same goes for Wednesday. And then Thursday, the front moves in. We start to see certainly the temperatures dropping, so a little muggy. And then Friday, we're really improving. And so we just got to be ready to be careful in this heat. We know how to do this. We've been through this rodeo. This isn't the first time. But nonetheless, we just want to remind folks again, the best time of day to do anything strenuous is before 10 a.m. and after 6 p.m. Otherwise, don't go for that jog at 1 in the afternoon. And be careful walking your pets, too. The pavement's going to be super hot, even when it's not, going to be a very hot day. That sun really heats up that pavement. So just double check it, put your hand down. I know we're not barefoot, but they don't have a little protection on their paws, so be cautious of that. So very hot conditions, it's really all about how it's going to feel because we combine the heat and humidity. Our body says, it feels like 95 to 100. That's going to be the case today, or above 100 tomorrow and Wednesday. So again, definitely a concern for heat-related illnesses if you're not cautious. So as you can see, most of the state is included, just a small portion is not. That's all dependent on what the Weather Service thinks. So maybe just below that criteria, northwest. As we take a look at our feels like trend today, we jump into that very uncomfortable feel pretty quickly, calling it sweaty weather because you'll be sweating very easily in these kind of conditions. Feeling in the 90s, low to mid 90s through the duration of the afternoon and early evening hours, with a few clouds, maybe a little haze out there. Feels like trend tomorrow. It gets a lot worse. So by 10 a.m., we're feeling 91 degrees, and then upper 90s, lower 100s, all the way through 6 p.m. at least. So, rough stuff. All right, so we're forecasting heat wave as of right now. We need 3 days in the 90s to do that. We also are going to be very close to record highs each and every one of these days. So we'll keep you updated if we do see any new records or tying, but certainly closer to that than what's normal for this time of year. Dew point trend. Well, as you can see, it takes until Friday for really things to start to improve, especially Friday afternoon. We're going to deal with that heat and humidity. I mean, very muggy with that along that front on Thursday. And as we take a look at the temperature trend, wow, and then finally it calms down with lovely conditions heading into the weekend and as we begin the new month. Heat index, yep, we're in the extreme caution range today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. As we take a look at the severe threat on Wednesday, because a cold front's going to be moving in, interacting with that heat and humidity. We know how that goes. So we'll have to see if this is upgraded, just like the last time, to a level 2. Right now it's at a level 1, so that just means isolated severe storms are possible at this time. Excessive rainfall, that's a possibility Wednesday, and a greater possibility on Thursday. We'll show you that in just a second, but let's show you how Wednesday could evolve. Afternoon pop-ups, yep, a couple of strong storms, they're possible as well, early evening, and then kind of weakening in fashion as we settle into Wednesday night. So Wednesday night, again, not all models agree on the kind of coverage of rain or the timing, but it seems like everything's kind of leaning more towards the American model. That's the GFS on the left. And so we will be seeing that shower activity and rain, heavy at times, continue into Thursday morning. Both models say, yep, okay, we agree on that. And then both models do not agree on the solution by Thursday, late afternoon, early evening. So it definitely veers after that, but there's an indication of heavy rainfall concerns. It's skewed a little bit towards the shoreline. That level 2 for excessive rainfall Thursday. So we'll be monitoring for that. We might have to issue another first alert weather day related to rain as we get towards Thursday. So we'll see how data trends. And it's interesting, Friday, again, we're leaning more of the American, the GFS on the left right now. So it might briefly start as some clouds and a little light rain. Right now we think the European is the outlier, but you never know. because they do flip-flop games, and all of a sudden it's like, let's go one way, and then nope, we're all going to line on the wetter, slower solution. I hope not. And it's like, Jill, tell me how you really feel, because I just needed to clear on out. I'm on vacation, so headed to the Cape, and we all want it to be nice, but yeah, especially I'm like, all right, this is one time a year I go to the Cape. Our air quality index right now is fairly good. A little bit of a moderate level, though, so that would only be for very sensitive groups that you want to limit your time outside. The heat might do that to you anyways, but we have a little bit of haze. This is still from some wildfire smoke, but most of the atmosphere was kind of cleansed yesterday with the system wet through. So in terms of the smoke aloft, well, it's going to move back across our sky, so it could have a orangey-looking sunset. But at the ground level, we're not expecting any issues today. Tomorrow morning, a thicker smoke aloft in the morning into the afternoon before it calms down. And then tomorrow afternoon, some of that smoke could reach the surface. So it could smell a little smoky. Right now, I've not seen the air quality alerts issue, but that could change. And if it does, we'll give you that first alert. Winter water, well, with this heat, sometimes twice a day, because it really just, and especially the hanging pots. I mean, my goodness, those things dry out in 2 seconds. So it's a constant, thing you got to keep up with, or otherwise your plants are going to get zapped with this kind of heat. Abnormally dry, the latest drought monitor compared to last week, still that southwestern corner of the state dealing with abnormally dry conditions, and abnormally dry could be the precipitation outlook 6 to 10 days from now, and then 8 to 14, no real lean in any particular direction, so equal chances. So 64 is the normal low, 85 is the normal high. We are going to be above that, and then eventually we're going to be below that. All right, and speaking of below, good chance of below average temperatures 6 to 10 days out. Will it last? Probably not. 8 to 14 days out, it looks like we trend warmer than average, or at least the chance is there. All right, here we go with our First Alert 7-day forecast. We are hot and feeling hotter. Next 3 days, we'll have to deal with the heat and humidity. Very warm overnight, so you don't get any cool down. You open up the windows, it's not good feeling air. It's just going to be too humid, hot for that. But then notice for the icons changing Wednesday with that chance for storms later in the day. As the front moves in, the front is slow to clear us Thursday, so lingering chances for rain, some locally heavy downpours, especially along the shoreline. Could be some flooding issues. Friday made that cloud a lot bigger in the morning. Hopefully we can get rid of it, but it's been trending a little slower, again, that front, so we'll tweak the forecast as needed. Going right now optimistically dry with improving conditions after some morning clouds. And that dew point temperature will be dropping, the air temperature too, and wow, 50s to start, barely 80 degrees in the afternoon. Yeah, some really nice weather will be moving on in. All right, shoreline highs are going to be pretty toasty too, especially across our westernmost counties the next several days, and then the heat will be backing off for you as well. All right, that's your latest First Alert Weather Extra. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Remember, we have our next First Alert Weather Extra tonight at 9:30. Take care.